Mikey Williams just showed off some insane athleticism in this new Instagram post, and the Brandon Boston hate is back up once again. Now, before I get in this video, I just want to make sure you guys give a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications, get a new notification every time I upload a new video, and if you enjoy the content that I put out. Now, Mikey Williams, no introduction needed. He's one of the most hyped basketball players in high school basketball. He has a whole lot of clout, and he has been backing it up. I'm going to be honest. I think a lot of these games in the new year, he's actually been playing decently well. Now, of course, he does shoot a lot of shots, and his percentages might not be the best, but at the end of the day, in this brand new year, his team is doing pretty well, and they've won the majority of their games and only have one loss. And that's about 5 or 6 games and only having one loss in the new year. That is pretty good, and I think Mikey Williams is turning a new leaf. But in this most recent video on Instagram, he showed off some insane athleticism. And I think this is really speaking to Mikey's character as well as how often this dude gets in the gym. Now, he put the ball through his legs, and we can't see the rest of the video, but he got up for sure. And this raises a lot of questions into Mikey Williams and how good he really is, and especially his athleticism. Now, of course, this dude has bounce. He could jump pretty well and get up there. But on the other hand, Mikey Williams is not the most quick and agile player. He, of course, is pretty fast, but at the end of the day, that's something that you can improve on and continue to work on. But Mikey Williams has been playing decently well, and I think Lake Norman Christian is doing well in this brand new year. Now, I even said Lake Norman Christian is going to have a chance in my most recent video to go head-to-head against Ipsy Prep and Amani Bates, the #1 player in the class of 2022, and that would be a fire matchup. Now, as I had mentioned, this would be one of the most anticipated matchups of all time, but as you guys have seen, Amani Bates is dealing with an injury currently right now, which is a huge problem for them two going head to head. Now, we don't know if he's actually going to play in this game, but that would be a fire matchup to see these two go and play against each other, because of course these are two of some of the most popular players in the country, and seeing them go head to head, man, we'll see where their talent really stands at. It's of course in the times of adversity when they're playing against highly ranked teams and good teams, it's going to be a fire game to see. Amani Bates may be one of these guys that's actually able, when he does graduate, to go straight to the league. Now, 2022 is going to be the year that a lot of people are saying the NBA is going to wipe the rule that people need to go to college and that they can go straight to the NBA. So who knows where Amani Bates' next move is going to be, but even Mikey Williams as well, we don't know, and they may end up being able to go straight to the NBA, and that would be crazy because of course the rules have been in place for such a long time, and now that these rules may be removed and allow players to do this, we're going to see players again be able to go straight to the NBA, and we'll see how they fare. I think Amani Bates, if there's one player that can really get it done, he is a solid player in high school basketball. Of course, being that tall, around 6'8", 6'9", could shoot the ball, dribble, and do a lot on the court that a lot of people do not offer. Man, makes him a deadly weapon. But hopefully these two guys get to go head to head and play against each other. Now, a lot of you guys are pointing the fact that in one of Mikey's most recent games, he actually only went 5 for 21 and had around 5 turnovers. Now, of course, every player is going to have their games where they're not playing their best. That's human, but at the end of the day, the overall team is really what matters. And if they're getting wins, that should be the end goal. It shouldn't be the end goal for Mikey Williams to score a whole lot of points. And of course, if he's turned over the ball, man, he's just having a bad game. But other games, he has played pretty well and is showing that he is the guy on Lake Norman Christian, as well as Trey Green. He's another player who is a solid leader on that team. So for sure, these guys, of course, have some things to work on, but man, they're looking pretty good in the new year, and hopefully they get to go head to head against Amani Bates. You guys let me know who you think is going to win that game, and let me know about Mikey Williams' athleticism. Do you think it's in question? Do you think this guy can really jump out of the gym, or do you think it's overhyped? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, next, the Brandon Boston hate. Man, I can't believe it at this point. Like I keep saying, he's one of these guys that faces a lot of adversity because, of course, being a McDonald's All-American, highly recruited outside in high school basketball, and then transitioning to college is not an easy task. You're playing with a lot better players, and being able to transition and really show what you're made of and having the same type of domination that you did in high school basketball in college is very tough for any player. And I just saw this graphic on Instagram, which, man, this really made me sad at the end of the day. Now, let's take a look at it. Now, Sharif Cooper had 45 career assists in 5 games, while Brandon Boston had 18 career assists in 14 games. Now, this is sad to say because, of course, Sharif Cooper has only played 5 games when this graphic was made, but at the end of the day, the point here is that they play different positions. Sharif Cooper, of course, is a point guard, and his main duty is to get those teammates involved and slide them the ball. He's a pass-first point guard, and Brandon Boston is definitely not a point guard. And at the end of the day, them playing 2 different positions. Of course, Sharif Cooper is going to have a lot more assists than Brandon Boston, but on the other hand, Brandon Boston, of course, like every player, has things he needs to work on, and increasing that assist would be something that would help him stand out his overall guard and be able to score more points as well, as any player would want to do. But really comparing these two is almost pointless. It's almost comparing a big man to a guard and saying the guard is going to have more assists. So that really seems like Brandon Boston hate at the end of the day. But you guys let me know what you think about this. Personally, man, I don't think they should really even comparing these two, because everyone is on their own path. Brandon Boston faces adversity just like Sharif Cooper. Sharif Cooper, of course, was sitting out due to eligibility, and everyone was frustrated about that, including him. He couldn't practice. He couldn't play. Of course, he was going to be frustrated about that. And then Brandon Boston, on the other hand, is struggling in some of his games as well. And Sharif Cooper, of course, did come back and is playing very well. So, man, shout out to both of these guys. But on the other hand, another big point that people are missing about Sharif Cooper and the Auburn team is they are not playing in the postseason, which is crazy to hear about. A lot of you guys have forgot that since everything going on at Auburn when they were under investigation and a coach getting fired and pleading guilty, man, they had actually declared that they will not play in the postseason, which means no NCAA tournament, no March Madness, and Sharif Cooper is not going to be playing in any of this. Now, to be honest and fair, who knows if the NCAA tournament and March Madness will even continue to happen with everything going on. But at the end of the day, it would have been fire to at least have an idea and thought that Sharif Cooper may be able to show his performance and showcase what he's playing against and how he's been working on his game and show his skill and be able to get wins against talented teams. Now, even though that isn't happening, man, I see this guy as an NBA talent. I think he's going to get to the league regardless if he's not able and not going to play in an NCAA tournament, if it even goes on. But you guys let me know. Do you think Sharif Cooper would have benefited heavily from March Madness, or do you think it really doesn't matter? Let me know in the comments down below. And lastly, the NBA G League is going to be starting up February 10th. Man, the amount of talent in here, young guys, is ridiculous. Now we have people like Cassius Stanley, Jalen Green, Nico Mannion, and Jalen LeCue, who are names, if you guys follow high school basketball, you should know all these guys. Of course, Cassius Stanley has insane bounce. Jalen Green, another excellent guard. Nico Mannion, a tough bucket. And Jalen LeCue, man, he might have the most bounce out of all those guys. You let me know in the comments down below. But this is going to be a fire game to see, and you have a whole lot of competition here. Now, man, hopefully this does end up going smoothly, and we can see how Jalen Green is going to pair out and fend for himself against a lot of these guys. But personally, man, I'm not worried. Jalen and a lot of these guys on the G League team are dogs, and hopefully it is exciting to see them play and finally get back on the court in game situations. But you guys let me know what you think about the upcoming NBA G League, if it's going to be fire or not. Now, you guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about Mikey Williams and his athleticism? Is it overrated, or does he really have bounce, and is he really like that? As well as him going up head-to-head against Imani Bates, who's going to win that matchup? And next, what do you think about the Sharif Cooper and Brandon Boston comparison? Do you think that comparison should not be made, or it's worthy? Let me know in the comments down below. And the G League, what do you think? Is it going to be fire or not? Let me know. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications to get a new notification every time I upload a new video. So LNH and I'm out.